This video will show you how to configure AppSync resources. The first step is to go into Settings and click on Resources. We're going to start by adding a host, and we're going to enter the host name or IP addresses of the Exchange servers in this case, entering their domain credentials and their passwords. If you have the same credentials for different hosts, you can check the box at the top which will auto-repeat the username and password entries to make setup a lot easier. Here we've done that for 3 hosts in total, and we'll click the Start button to get that started. We register the hosts, connect to them, we find the host plugin, and then push those files out to the host. This is not configuring the setup yet. We're going to have to enter some of the credentials on that host before we can really get started. But it's getting the agent onto each server. And for host number 3, our deployment is complete. Same for host 2. And finally host 1. Our hosts have appeared in the application hosts panel, and that completes our add hosts dialog. We're going to close out of this window, and then we're going to add a storage system by clicking the Storage Systems tab, then Add, and then enter the service processor IP address for the VNX. Enter our credentials for that VNX, and it's going to map both SPA and SPB on that particular VNX host. That pops up, and we've discovered that VNX, and we're good to go as far as the hosts and the storage. Now we need to configure Exchange, and this is where we need to put in the Exchange credentials. So we've discovered this is our DAG. In the case of an Exchange 2010 database availability group, we're going to manage the DAG. And before getting started, we need to configure the AppSync Exchange interface to push out the credentials of the Exchange administrator. You can put a specific Exchange-specific administrator account here, or you can put a specific Exchange one. In this case, we're going to simplify it by using the same account as up above, which works in our case. Once we go through and do that, we can see all of the different databases available on our system and where they are mapped. We can understand which copies that they're mounted onto, and where that database resides on a particular server, and whether or not it's mounted or not. And like that, configuration is complete.